Hi, I'm Gary Meacham, and I'm so happy to be here talking to you today. I'm going to talk about something that I see across the board, actually both in men and women, that is deadly to us, and that is the problem of comparison. Comparing ourselves, our lives, to somebody else's. I see some patterns in comparison that just seem to lay across the board no matter who you are or what you do. Pretty much comparison doesn't change. It always has certain characteristics to it that are common. Comparison will tend to distract us, it can destroy us, and it can defeat us. So these may seem like pretty dramatic words just simply for comparison, but let me explain to you why I see these as characteristics. Comparison can distract us by getting us looking at what everybody else has, how they're living their lives, what they look like, what they're doing. It distracts us from the life that we have, the life that God has uniquely given us. I see this in almost a fixation. We get fixated on what other people are doing. The other day, I was working at Panera, and I happened to watch a small family. It was a mama with her 3 small kids. And she sat there with her kids. They were adorable, so funny, so sweet. I enjoyed watching them. The mama was on her phone looking at other people's lives, other people's kids, other people's families, and she was missing all these moments with her own sweet kids. They were doing some adorable things, and I just think to myself, how many moments have I missed being distracted by what another person looks like, the body or the face or the hair or the skin, the family, the income, the house, the possessions. Those are moments of distraction, and they can really hurt us. Comparison can also destroy us. I'm not talking about kill us, like physically kill us, but it destroys us in that it kills moments of joy that we might experience just living our own unique life. I see that for us in pro sports. My goodness, every day of our lives, our husband's performance is being compared to somebody else's. And literally it's tied to who we are, it's tied to our paycheck, it's tied to where we're gonna live. That's intense. And I've noticed that it has destroyed certain moments of joy, places that we lived, teams we were on that I could have enjoyed more, but I spent a lot of time comparing myself to the person that was ahead of us. I just am sad that I missed some of those great moments. I see it in myself as a writer. I see other writers that are succeeding or doing wonderful, great things, and there are moments when in that comparison, it destroys the joy of who I am, the things I've been able to write. You know what I've learned to do? I've learned to simply say, I don't think that. I don't think that anymore. I'm not going to waste 1 second letting comparison destroy the joy of the life that I'm living right now. And finally, comparison can defeat me. It can defeat God's unique plan for who I'm meant to be. I think about a story in the Gospel of John where Peter, who arguably was one of Jesus' closest friends, Peter, as you probably know, denied Jesus in a moment of intensity. And later, after Jesus rose, he spent some time with Peter on a beach, really restoring Peter to a place where he could then serve God boldly. In the midst of this restoration, walking with Jesus on a beach, listening to the things he's telling him in his life, Peter turns around and looks at the other apostle John, who happened to be following them a few steps back. And he says to Jesus, well, what about him, Jesus? What about him? What about his life? Jesus had to say to Peter, don't worry about him. I'm talking to you about you. In the midst of this amazing moment with Jesus, Peter was looking at somebody else's life, John. And you know what, friends? Later, God had a plan to use Peter and John to just change the world together. This story just actually encourages me to see that even Peter struggled with comparison. Wow, we're in good company. So, here's the thing. If God has created you to be a banana, but you're constantly wanting to be a grape, doesn't that seem silly? I mean, if you're this, why would we always want to be this? Listen, friends, if God has created you a certain way, please be thankful, be grateful, go for it in your life. Be the best banana you can be. I don't want to waste 1 second wanting to be a grape or something that I'm just not meant to be. I just am so done with comparing, and I hope that you are too. Let's not waste 1 more minute being distracted, destroyed, or defeated.